Alrighty, guys. FPV is cool. This is like my 11th take because I keep stuttering. What is FPV? How it works? Types of FPV? How to start. I did not do the drone types. Gonna have to make that a different time because I don't have the time to put all that down into words. So I'm gonna have to start speedrunning through this. Anyway, well, what is FPV? FPV stands for first person view. What it means is you see through the camera as if it was your own eyes. Like Call of Duty, you see exactly what the camera is seeing or the person. In this case, it's the camera. In drone flying, you can also use FPV. This is almost completely different from some cinematic drone flying. Think of this as like when you search Amazon, you search drone. Usually has 4 propellers. They all have gimbals and cameras like DJI Mavericks. That's a self-leveling drone. They have multiple sensors to prevent crashes. Those drones are almost automatic compared to FPV drones. FPV drones are completely manual. If you push your joystick forward, it's gonna stay rolling forward until you pull it back. Versus cinematic drones, you press forward and it'll recenter back up. How it works. When you fly an FPV drone, there are 3 main parts: your goggles, controller, and drone. Both your controller and drone, not controller and drone, your controller and goggles have a dedicated part in the drone that pick up the signals and translated it into the, like, kind of like the brain. I'm gonna have to use the brain because this is like beginner stuff, but it translates stuff into like the brain, and then it sends those pieces of code from those 2 things and combines it all into a, like, how do I explain this? It's like the motherboard almost. Like all that stuff gets sent into the motherboard. But you got to be careful because there's multiple types for both uh the drone systems for your goggles and your controller. So it won't work if you get a different type of system for your goggles. And like if I get analog goggles, it's not going to work with digital goggles. You got to keep that stuff in mind. Make sure you get the right digital goggles if you use digital. And then same thing for controllers. You can't do different stuff like can't use ELRS on your controller and then have a different system module in your drone. So make sure it all pairs up perfectly. What are the types? There is a long, good list for controller systems, but I'm not really good with that. I can positively say that the biggest one and most used one for beginners as well is ELRS. I can't say too much about the controllers just because there's a lot of types and not many people use different types of them. But as far as goggle systems go, there's analog and digital. Analog looks like a crummy VHS tape. We're talking bad, like horror movie stuff, like worse than the backrooms. But it has great penetration usually. It can't really go far. They're not known for going far, but you could add like tiny whoops aren't known for going far. You'll probably get a few meters, but you have to have a good pair of goggles and a good um receiver and antennas in order to go far with analog. Um, Digital has, oh my bad. Analog does have almost no latency. Like it is literally not visible to the human eye. Digital, on the other hand, does have noticeable latency and can go a little bit farther out of the box, but and has a better camera. But like I said, people with that latency do not like it, especially in racing. Almost nobody uses racing DJI systems in racing. But let's see. They will use something like HD0. HD0 is digital, but it's like the best analog digital. So it looks kind of like analog, but is amazing compared to analog or DJI in terms of racing. There's only one type of analog. Like you can't get analog mixed up. Like if I get analog goggles and I get an analog drone, there's no like, oh, it's analog 2 or analog 3. Like they're all the same. Analog is all the same. Um, so that's all you're gonna really need to know. And then comes to the FPV overview. I was gonna do the drone types, but I didn't. Step 1. practice on a simulator. Most people get a Radio Master Pocket or Boxer and buy a simulator on their PC, computer, laptop, all that good stuff. And they'll practice on simulators like Liftoff, or if you want a free one, they have Orca has an FPV simulator. I use that one. Um, Second, get a pair of goggles and a tiny whoop. Tiny whoops, as the name implies, are tiny drones. They are usually for beginners. There's a typo right there. Don't mind that. They're for beginners and pros alike. Um, yeah, everyone low-key likes them. I'm not gonna hold you. They usually only run analog. If you want to do digital, you can, but it's not usually recommended because the flight time drops dramatically in the weight. Um, but like Flywoo has the Firefly, so those are some good stuff. Um, Try racing. Racing FPV is a large category of drone flying. Lots of pros and novice like it. It's usually for people with a little more control. So once you're out of that beginner pothole, but of course, once you're done with all that, just have fun flying. Figure out what you like. There's freestyle. There's racing. There's one for just photography, like if you wanted to record cars and stuff. Stuff like that's really important. You can get paid for this stuff too, so that's pretty cool. Um, Note to self. Let me just go back really quick. Let's see here. There are more types of digital. So like Betaflight, not Betaflight. Beta FPV came out with a digital system recently. So just keep stuff like that in mind. There are multiple digital. So self. Thank y'all, big dogs, for watching. All you chads, all you four subscribers, my 4 subscribers. Thank you. I put about 40 minutes into making this slide for a typo to mess up my whole presentation. But yeah, I'll probably make another one of these soon. But if there's any wrong information, you can let me know. I'm sorry about it if there is any wrong information, because I'm fairly new to the hobby as well. So just let me know about all that. I'm about a week or two in. So this is just all personal information I got from AI, Google, multiple other flight people that fly FPV, like Joshua Bardwell, FPV Vegan, Bog Grinder, all those people. So this is just stuff I picked up on. So you didn't have to do that extra work. For real, for real. Alright, thank you. Please watch my other videos. I really want to get a controller, if you know what I'm saying.